Hey, this is Gemora. Check out Bean's music, very good video content, rock and roll forever.
It's truly an honor to introduce our featured artist for today's drum clinic. He is the driving force behind one of the most iconic rock bands in the Philippines. Sigaw naman, Wolfgang, ready to go! Wolfgang, yeah. On drums, he's known for his power, precision, and unmistakable groove. With decades of experience, both on stage and in the studio, he has... Nawala tuloy ako. He has not only helped define the sound of OPM rock, but has also made his mark as a respected producer and audio engineer. Today, we're incredibly fortunate to learn from his journey, his techniques, and his passion for music. Please welcome Wolf Gemora! Yeah!
Thank you.
Like the shirt? Yeah. Second emotion.
Yeah.
hello again. Thank you for coming. I'm very fortunate to be in your presence. Thank you very much. Can you lower these lights, please? A little bit. So anyway, the last time I did a drum solo was maybe 25 years ago. So major rusty. So I was just making a bunch of noise. But anyway, I'm going to approach this clinic like part tech talk, part drums, and part concert. So we're going to play some really hard Wolfgang songs later. Unfortunately, the rest of my band is not here, so there's not going to be any vocals, but you'll understand later. I just wanted to thank everyone for coming, and of course, JB Music Philippines. Please, round of applause. This is an amazing store. The last time I was living here in the Philippines, JB Music was like in a small room in Mega Mall, and now they're in this huge building with all this equipment. So if you can support their business by buying the products, if you need instruments, you'll help the industry a lot. And of course, I'm here to endorse all these fine products from JB Music. So I'll start off with the drum set and the cymbals and get all that boring stuff out of the way. But it's not boring to me. Hopefully it's not for you. So this drum set, if you watched the reunion show in February, this is the drum set I used. Beautiful. Now a round of applause for the drum set. Beautiful fucking set. So yeah, I hope JB really facilitates a Pearl endorsement for me. Hint, hint, because I really want this drum set. Anyway, it's acrylic. This is not plastic, it's acrylic. I don't know what acrylic really is, so I don't know. Anyway, it's a pearl crystal bead, and I have a rack tom here, and I use a snare drum holder, a snare drum stand to hold the cymbals, so it's more, it's easier to move about. And then I have two floor toms. This is my standard setup, and the snare is mine actually. And excuse me, going around this drum set, it's my snare, 14-inch. I've even forgotten what the fucking brand is. What is it? Oh, it's a Tama. Wow. Uh-oh. Hello, hello. I'll take both. Anyway, and I have a cowbell here. Of course, we always need cowbell. And these are two Latin percussion mini snare timbales things. These are not part of my drum set, but since they have it here, I wanted to use it. And then we have the granite blocks here. And I am an endorser of Zildjian cymbals. They're the best cymbals in the world, of course. And I have a 24-inch ride here. It's the biggest size of ride. Of course, with cymbals, the bigger the better for me. All my crash cymbals are 18 inches. Laki, no? Sana ako rin. Hindi, okay. Uy, bastos. This is a K, dark crash, A custom projection crash, A custom EFX. And my hi-hats are 15 inches, A custom master sound, and my trusty Oriental China trash. That's one of my favorite cymbals ever. And last but not least, fucking Goliath. Yeah, that's the wolfgang. The wolfgang, yeah. And actually, Ovation Productions, who's doing our tour, has been very gracious to bring this behemoth with us on tour. So this baby has been to Baguio, it's been to Davao, it's going to Cebu next week. So I'm very happy that JB and Ovation are really helping me out with this, because it's like It's the coolest thing ever, right? Imagine you have this in your house. Kain na! Diba? Pero dapat Chinese food lagi. Anyway, enough of my jokes. Anyway, can I have some mic here in the monitor? Some monitor. So anyway, I wanted to start everything off. I wanted to tell you a story. Because this thing is going to be part TED Talk, right? So it's how I became a drummer. And how JP Music fit into that story. So I became a drummer by accident. My first band in high school, we were called Hysteria. And I wanted to be like any other kid. I wanted to be a guitarist. Because you watch the music videos and the lead guitarist is up front, being the star of the show, right? So I wanted to be that. But my left hand cannot save my life for nothing. I can do chords, but put me in a solo and just shoot me, because I can. So anyway, growing up in high school, I'm in my room and I'm listening to the radio, and what am I doing? I'm playing air drums and air guitar. So fast forward, my first band, my dad gets me a nice Fender Squier guitar strap for my graduation gift from high school. And as soon as I come back from the States, I form a band with my college friends. So we go to the studio, everyone has their guitar case, everyone goes there, and we look at each other and go, everyone has nice guitars. We don't have a drummer. So we look in the drum set and there's no one there. We look at each other. It's like none of us play drums. We're like, holy shit, we're a band without a drummer. So I'm like, well, I can play air drums. So maybe I can play drums for this practice session. Thing is, I didn't have any drumsticks yet. So, if you got any of you people here who are old enough to remember Rizal Theater in Makati, there was a studio in the basement, Concert Tech. So I had to run from Concert Tech all the way to Park Square in Makati, where one of the first JP Music stores were. And I bought my first drumsticks in JP Music. So that's my story with them. And then, so I go back to the studio, I start playing drums. This is how I did not know how to play drums at the time. So when you play drums, when you hit the cymbals, if you still don't know, you gotta hit the kick at the same time. So it's a nice big explosion. Oops, sorry about that. And I didn't know it at the time. So what I did was, I would do a drum roll. Normally you do a drum roll. What I did was, I didn't know that you had to hit the kick. Look at me, it's like, whoa. I didn't know that. Yeah, I didn't know that too, man. So I had to learn like one day. I was just hitting the cymbals without the kick. So it would be like this. And then finally, I figured it out on my own. It's like, hit the cymbal with the kick done by mistake. Oh shit! That's how you do it. And that's pretty much how I learned drums. By trial and error. And from then on, I became a drummer. So I became a drummer first. So you never know. So whatever happens in your life, if a certain situation points you in a direction, just trust your gut and go with it. Look what happens. So thank you, JP, for those first drumsticks that I bought, and it's led me up to here, which is like fucking full circle for 30 years. So that's how. So anyway, I'll just keep this simple, you know. I'm not a technical drummer, as you can see, I'm caveman, and it shows in the Wolfgang music. I don't play complicated drum rolls like like Neil Peart or my Portnoy Dream Theater. But I'll tell you, my top 3 drummers is John Bonham. That's it. Yeah. The best rock drummer who ever lived. Stuart Copeland of the Police. Yeah. And Neil Peart of Rush. So, even though I can't play as good as them, it's always those 3 drummers in my mind, in my heart, when I come up with music, with whatever band I'm in Wolfgang, or if my band in the States, the Melodies. I always keep those 3 drummers in mind and think, what would they do in a song like this? And what would I do at my skill level to emulate them? So that's how I come up with Parties in Wolfgang. If you really listen to the drums, you'll see the combination of all those 3 drummers. So anyway, moving on. I just want to explain something about my drum set, because it looks kind of unusual. If any drummers are out there and you're looking at the set, it's kind of unusual. But for me, my goal is to be, my drum set is to be ergonomically sound. So when I'm sitting down, usually the kick is like at the center and it's facing like straight ahead. But this one is at an angle, because it's the angle of the natural angle of my right foot. And same as my left. So if there were 2 bass drums, it would be the same. So it's not straight ahead, it's here. So I don't have to be playing like this, so I'm playing straight up, facing the front. So, and everything else is within arm's reach. Even the gong, which is back here, I can still reach it. So I'm of the mentality of taking the path of least resistance, and I don't like to give myself a hard time. Like I don't know if you guys know Jonathan Moffett. He was the drummer of Michael Jackson and Madonna, and he had 2 cymbals here in the back. You know, and you guys have seen that, right? And he hits it like this. I'm like, that's good for him, but not for me. Ito malayo na nga eh. So this drum set and my is ergonomically designed for my own. And yeah, so that explains everything, and that's the reason why the first tom has its own stand. Is that because if it was attached to something else, it would be very hard to put it on this spot. So that's it. And then moving on, my chair height. If you notice, I sit a little high because I'm not a very tall person. So I need as much gravity and balance. So this is the perfect height for me, so that I'm looking down at the drums instead of the drums being up here, and I like to be seen, so that's why I'm up here. But that's not here nor there. Anyway, so yeah, I'll give you some tips that I use when I practice, and then we'll move on from there. So the most important thing that I've learned throughout my drumming career is that drums, just like any instrument, is that you have to play it all the time. You have to play drum. If you're the drummer, you have to have your own drum set, be it electric or acoustic or whatever, or even just a drum practice pad. But you always have to move. You always have to practice. Even if it's just 30 minutes a day, you're just practicing so that your shoulders, your arms, your legs are used to the movement and the force that you're exerting on the drum set. And another thing that I would like to suggest for all the drummers here is, I call it the Bruce Lee effect. Anybody know who Bruce Lee is? Come on, some more love for Bruce Lee. Right on. So if we all know Bruce Lee, he has this famous meme. And look, Enter the Dragon, right? Enter the Dragon. So I incorporated that in my drumming, in my practice. And also the philosophy of Bruce Lee is like, be like water. It's like wherever you are, you fit in there. Don't let that, you adapt to the situation. And don't force yourself, or don't force a situation that you can't control or whatever. So whatever your situation is, that's where you are and you make the most of it. And going back to the Bruce Lee thing, and that's how I play my drums, is like this. So if you notice, it's that whole movement of the arm. Because then you're using latecomers. No, you're not late. I saw you come in. The chairs were not there. All right, everyone's comfortable. So yeah, so that's what I got out of Bruce Lee is going back again to my mentality of the path of least resistance. Is that you have to use gravity and physics to your advantage. So instead of just, going like this, like how Dave Grohl drums, you can just do this, like this movement. So everywhere you are, drums like. So it's a very fluid motion that I like to use. Of course, whatever you want, whatever works for you, then go for it. But for me, that's the way I approach the drum set. And I don't really have anything else to say on technique, because like I said, I'm not a very technical drummer. But I will say this, it's like when you practice your drums, you have to practice with the metronome, always. And you have to get used to that feel of whatever BPM, beats per minute, you're practicing on your drums with the metronome, with a click. So that when it's time to play live, you don't have to use the click, and you're already in that zone. You can do your natural rhythm that your heartbeat, that your own personal heartbeat will give you. Because every one of us has a different heartbeat. Every one of us has a different rhythm. So whatever works for you. But when you're practicing drums, you have to practice with a metronome. So that when you don't have the metronome, your rhythm is like this and not going like this, which is not a good thing for a drummer. So always practice with the metronome and always play drums as much as you can, because that's the only way that I got better. It was just by playing. I would just be playing, and then I would do a lick that I have never done in my life. Like, holy shit, I did it. Pardon my language to the kids, but you're gonna hear that anyway in Hollywood. So, you hear it every day in Netflix, so sorry. So anyway, that's it. So that's the technical part. So now, let's go to the concert part. So in this next segment, I want to explain odd time signatures. So for those of you who are not really familiar with it, when a drummer counts in a song, it's always 1, 2, 3, 4, right? And then if it's a dancer, they always say 5, 6, 7, 8. But it's always an even number, it's always 4. So when you're listening to Metallica or anyone, it's always 1, 2, 3, 4. So now an odd time signature would be, instead of 4, you can play 5 beats. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. So that's 5, you can do 7. Odd time signatures, that's what it basically is. Instead of an even count, you do odd time, like 5, 3, 7, 9, whatever. And a number of Wolfgang songs, we do odd time signatures. I don't know if it's obvious to you guys who listen to our music, but it's there because we were influenced very much by progressive rock, especially progressive rock of the 1970s, like Yes, King Crimson, Jethro Tull, Genesis, bands like those. And if you don't know those bands, you gotta hear those bands because it's really good music. But anyway, we incorporate these odd time signatures in Wolfgang music a number of times. And I'm gonna play, me and my friends are gonna play 4 songs that we actually utilize odd time signature. So in this segment, there's not going to be a singer. It's only me, guitarist, and bassist. So, and we're going to be playing Wolfgang songs. So I'm going to assume that everyone knows what we're going to play. So, okay, what I'd like from you is that you either you sing along, you sing to yourself, you close your eyes, you let your imagination run wild. You remember when the first time you heard that song. You remember when you were there in February 7th at the reunion. And just, because there's not going to be any vocals. So you guys are the vocals for this segment, all right? Yes. Yes? Right on, okay. I'm going to bring up my friends. They're such great musicians, okay? I met them 20 years ago and we're still good friends until now. They have a band called Castigo.
Oh, okay.
And their band's not active anymore because the 2 members have become fathers. And you know what that's like. Pamilya, pampasira ng banda yan. Anyway, sorry. Kaya wala akong pamilya. Anyway, so yeah, but they're great musicians. So on guitar, please welcome Josh Montecillo. And then on bass, his beautiful wife, Sans Montecillo, on the bass. Come on. I was going to drink from the microphone. Yeah, I'm nervous. I'm sorry. So we're going to do 4 songs. We're going to do... At first, I was thinking of playing just the part of the song with the odd time signature. But then I was like, heck, let's do the whole song. And you guys can do your thing. You can sing as loud as you want. You can sing as quietly as you want. But I want your imaginations to run amok. All right? Yeah. Okay, here we go. Okay. So we're going to start with a song from Wolfgang's 3rd album, World. And this song has odd time right at the opening bridge. It's 7/4. Yeah, 7/4. So instead of a 4/4, it's 7. And this song is called Emperor Worm. Yeah, so if you notice, like the opening riff is in 7/4. Very weird time signature and a weird riff by Manuel Legarda, which is he's very, very good at making very weird riffs. So monitor. So the next one, let's do Love and Despair. So the outline part is in the middle. Before, anyway, here's Love and Despair. All right. Alright, so another song we're gonna do. Ooh. So now you know how I feel. Anyway, so this next song, the odd time signature in this song is going to be on the second part of the song. This is an epic song. One of the long songs that Wolfgang's ever recorded. So we'll play it right now, and I'm sure you will notice the odd time signature. This one is called New Mother Nature. You can clap, you can clap. So sing along, okay? You know the words. Thanks, guys. I really appreciate the game kayo. In the game.
Yeah.
All right, we'll do one more. One more with the odd time. I'm sure everyone knows this song. And this time, I would like to require you to sing along. Of course, you won't be as loud as us, but there's going to be one part where it's just going to be you. Okay? So, you're going to know it when it happens. Right? Alright. whoever's gonna ask him. God damn. Hey, good job, guys.
Fuck yeah.
Wolfgang fans are #1. Agreed? Iba mo yung tinatatanong.
Okay.
Asa ka?
Hello, I'm here. Before we go to Q&A, kanina sa registration, nabigay ng voucher, 25% off. So, 1 month ang validity, any branches. Tama ka? Then, ongoing yung summer sale, head down dun sa store. May mga samples doon na more than 25%. Check it out after this one. O sige, first question. Question na. Okay. Benny!
Benny, go
Ikaw
ahead.
na, ikaw ang paborito ko eh. Benny!
Daya.
Kilala ko yun eh.
Oo nga eh. Kilala ko to. Anyway, what do you see as the future of the music scene here in the Philippines?
Good question.
That's a loaded question, I know, but what do you think is the future? Because I've noticed that bands are starting to come back now.
Yes.
Finally. Do you see it growing even more?
Well, it's really, I don't know, man. I haven't been in this country for 25 years, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, I'm starting to see it, but there's a very, what I know is the fans are always going to be there. That's all, that's one thing I do know. Without a doubt. Whether it be fans of wolfgang, whether it be bands of, you know, the hip-hop people, or the new bands, the younger bands now. Just as long as their fans keep on supporting Filipino music, it's gonna live forever, you know, because we're not gonna run out of Filipino musicians, ever. That's one thing that we're all sure of. So, let me tell you, you guys as fans and supporters, I would not be here without you guys. So, from the bottom of my heart, and in behalf of my band, thank you very much. But the future, I hope that there are more bands with more, because that's, in my view, is what we're lacking. Wolfgang and Razorback and all these hard rock bands, they're great, but we're getting old, and we need new blood. So if you're a kid, like these two down here, I'm sure this guy's supporting whatever they want to do, right? So that's the future right there. And your son as well. He stopped playing drums. Dude, come on. Your dad's a drummer, you gotta play more. Anyway, so yeah, if you have kids and they want to become musicians, make sure step number 1 is that you let them listen to AC/DC. Okay? That's rule number 1. Huh? Queen, yeah, all of them, all that shit. AC/DC, Metallica, Queen, everything, all that cool stuff. Make sure that they listen to that, because that's going to open their heart, that's going to open their mind, that's going to make them more open-minded people, and that's what we need in the world today, more open-minded people. So, if that's what's in their heart, support them as parents, and the future will be bright.
Hello po. Anong masasabi mo sa parang epekto ng AI sa music industry?
Well, like everything else, AI to me is a tool, and it's a tool to improve whatever you're doing. Like if you're stuck with an idea, you type out a prompt on whatever platform you use, and then whatever comes out, then you use it as a guide. Don't copy it for word, but use it as a guide to help you wherever you're going. That same goes with music. Like let's say it's like I need to write a rock song for a commercial. Put it on ChatGPT, it'll give you an example. Here's your toothpaste rock. your toothpaste commercial, rock jingle, whatever. Now, it's your responsibility to take that information, put it in your mind, and make your own music. Make your own jingle for that toothpaste commercial, whatever. But don't use the one that the AI gave you. Now that's cheating, and that's not cool. So to me, AI is a tool, and just like any technology, you have to be responsible and use it for the good of mankind. So that's how I feel about AI.
Ako may question, sir. Ano yung songwriting process ng Wolfgang? You start with a riff.
Yes.
Can you...
Yes, sure.
Thanks.
So the writing process of Wolfgang is very simple. So the three of us, the late Mon Legaspi, Manuel, and I, would get together in a room and just jam. Sometimes, if we're lucky, Manuel has a riff. If we're lucky, Mon has a riff. And we've been lucky a lot of times. Because Manuel had, when he came in, oh, I have this thing, check it out. Like, what the fuck is that? Shit, that's so cool, that's a riff. So we go from there, we jam it out, and then we finalize the arrangement, the notes, whatever. And then we record it on a little cassette tape, whatever, record it, and give it to Basti. So Basti gets inspired by the music, and whatever comes to his mind and heart, he'll write it down and put it in the song. 99.5% of the time, it fits right in. There have been a couple of times where we threw away a couple of songs that it just didn't work. And that's another tip. If you're in a band and you're writing songs, if it's taking you more than that session to write that song, let it go. It's never going to come out. If you have a practice session of 2 hours, let's say, average, and then you have a song, you're starting to mess with it, write, and it's not coming together. And by the time that your practice session is over and you haven't completed it, throw it away. It's not going to ever work. It's not going to come back because it comes as inspiration. I'm sure a lot of you are artists, and inspiration comes like that, like a bolt of lightning, where you don't know where it's coming from. It's here in your soul. So that's a tip. It's like if you're in a band and it's taking forever for you to write this one song, just throw it in the trash and move on to the next, because that next song might take you 5 minutes. The whole first album, all of those songs were written in 10 to 15 minutes each. And because we were lucky. We were lucky that the three of us and the four of us had this synergy that worked very well. If you don't know this, the Mon Legaspi was our fourth bassist already, number 4. He was number 4. So we had to go to 3 other bassists to get to him. But once he came in, once we had that first rehearsal with him, we knew that this is the guy. And then he goes on to write Halik Ni Hudas, and we're like, where the fuck did that come from, man? Who are you? You know, so Mon Legaspi became, from then on, one of the best songwriters in this country. So, rest in peace, Mon. Big round of applause. So yeah, and that's the songwriting process. And I forgot to tell you before we played those songs a while ago. I wanted to mention that those songs that you heard without the vocals, that is the first incarnation of those songs. It's just that when Basti puts the vocals, then that's the final. But what you heard a while ago with just the instruments, that's how Basti receives those songs. He's like, oh man, do I have lyrics for these? So I've been very lucky to be in a band like Wolfgang. And also with the melodies. And another, I have to acknowledge my other bandmate, Melody Del Mundo. Big round of applause for Melody. Now, shifting to that band, the Melodies, I'm very lucky with her because she's a songwriter. And she'll have the complete song already. It's like, Wolf, I have a song. It's there already. So I'm like, oh, thank God I don't have to work. It's all her. And all I have to do is just arrange it for rock band setting, you know. There was one song that we wrote, I wrote the melody, and I had this idea. I'm a big fan of James Bond, like everybody else. And I wanted to write my own James Bond theme. And I wasn't going to wait until the franchise was going to ask, oh, Wolf, can you write a theme song for the next couple of seven? Like, fuck that. I'll write my own. So I go up to Melody, I gave her this idea. Melody, let's write a James Bond theme song. The next day she comes with a complete song, and it sounds like a 007 theme song. And we're working on it, we're going to record it soon. And soon you'll hear it. And so I have been very fortunate to be with musicians that write music so well. And all I have to do is just play drums on them and arrange some of the lyrics. So that's how we write the music.
Good afternoon, Sir Wolf. First of all, nice to see you again. Unang drum really na napanood ko yung 1990s. Okay, kasama mo si naman Patch, I think.
UP. Oh, yeah.
Abelardo.
98? 99?
99,
99, yeah.
99, yes. Ang question ko is, kasi before, nagpa-practice na rin ako ng wolfgang songs eh. And yung mata ng Diyos, particularly yung part na, hindi ko lang ako sa part pero dyan. I always wonder how you did it.
Okay, I'll show you how I did it.
Yeah.
So it's basically double hit in the two drums and then the China. So what I'm doing is pa mabilis, diba? So say coming from slow.
Second part level.
Yes. Well, before we go to the next question. Sorry, I'm gargling on the mic. I want to acknowledge one person here who's been such a great help to me. He's been a guardian angel when I'm up on stage. I have this habit of standing on the drum throne when I'm introduced by Basti. And he holds my throne so I don't fall. He makes sure that he's the one who measured this drum set. This is all exact measurements, tape measure. And I am so lucky to have my drum tech and drum roadie. Please, I want him to come up here. Come on. This is Norman Manzano, my drum tech and my roadie. Round of applause, please. Yeah, and see? See? Galing niya. Any other question?
Hello, Brother Wolf.
Hey, brother.
Welcome to Pinas ulit. You've been touring around at saka marami nakamiss sa'yo nung lalo na yung mga 90s kids. Is there other chance na magkaroon ulit ng album for recording Wolfgang? And also merge with your mga kumpare sa mga razorbacks?
What's the last word?
Another merge songs with the razorbacks.
Another one.
Another song, merge song. Or
Oh, like a
Cola.
collab. I don't know about collab.
Collaboration.
Yeah, I know what that means. a show, so I guess I licensed too. But we have re-recorded Semelilin, and we will release it next year. So watch out for that. It's going to be another. It's probably going to be another box set. Because this year is actually the 30th anniversary of Semelilin. This year, it came out 1996. So next year we'll do that, and then I don't know what happens after that. So next year, hopefully, a tour will happen when we release Semelilin box set. We had a tour back in '96 called Semelilin Nation. If anybody's old enough to have seen that tour, hopefully we do Semelilin Nation 2027. So please include us in your prayers. Yeah. And collaboration back.
That's two songs.
Two songs.
That's two songs. Questions. Sorry. Kaya na, mag-play na sila. Last two questions.
Ready, yeah.
See?
Sabi ko.
Okay.
Under the lights.
Yeah. I don't know if it's asked already kasi late ako pumasok. What's your cymbal setup, especially the crushable ride? And also, yeah, what's your whole cymbal setup? And also the crushable ride? And also, is that the same setup when you recorded some of your songs?
The cymbals?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So, when I record, it's always the two crashes, the right and the china. So from left to right, this is a custom EFX 18. All my crashes are 18 inches. This one is a K custom dark. The ride is Avidis medium ride. It's 24 inches. It's the biggest size ride, and it's Goliath. I call him Goliath. And this is a custom projection crash. Nice loud cymbal, and of course my Oriental trash. I love the cymbal a lot. And of course, the wolfgang. And then my hi-hats are 15-inch master sound. Thank you.
Okay. Yung last question, ako na. Sir, yung about yung recording process naman, do you guys play simultaneously or una ka mag-guitar then? So I'm asking this kasi the process of recording right now is so different from the 90s. So we have youngsters here. You can explain about how you guys record your.
Well, can I ask you a question? It's like, how do people record nowadays? Because I don't know.
Okay. There are artists who already have finished MIDI versions of the songs. They will try to play along with it. Tapos, of course, we represent yung metronome, so it's easier for them to, what do you call that? Yung nagdadagdag ng elements like that.
Yeah.
So, we like to have an idea how Wolfgang recorded, especially the first album.
Well, the first album, okay, so let's start with how we record. It's just old school. Old school meaning drums first. You lay down, it's like building a house. You lay down the foundation, that's the drums. You pour in the cement, that's the drums. That's the foundation, the pillars of your house. And then you put the cement around, that's the guitars and the bass. You put the roof, that's the guitars and the bass. And then when the house is done, you put in furniture, that's the lyrics. And that's how Wolfgang builds a song. It's like building a house. So, before we go into the studio, we rehearse the song until we can play it live. If we can play it live without any mistake, then that means it's ready to be recorded in the studio. Especially if we play it live for the first time and people like it, and we're like, record. And so that's how we record drums first, and then guitars and bass are in the control room as guide. And then I just play the whole song. And then after the whole album is done, that's how we recorded Semelilin. I recorded drums, and then Manuel and and Marco, who's playing bass for us on those albums. They'll do their guitars and bass later on, and then Basti will do it later on when the whole song is finished. Because then Basti gets inspired by how the song sounds on the record, so then he can project his vocals more feeling. You know, so that's how we do it. We don't really, I think it's much easier than what you just described to me, of having a MIDI pre-recorded track ready and then the drummer just lays on. It's like, what's the point? I mean, just use a drum machine. In my opinion, okay, this is all my opinion. I'm not trying to put anybody down. But maybe if you were a session drummer, that would be the normal modus operandi. But if you're in a band, you gotta rehearse with your band. It's so important. If you're in a band, you have to rehearse. You really have to practice as a band, because that's how you become a band. It's that you practice, you bleed together, you sweat together, you shout at each other when you don't agree with what, because the music is the master. It's not the band. The music of Wolfgang is the most important thing, not the band. I don't know if you're understanding where I'm coming from. That's how I see it. The music that me, Mon, and Manuel, and Basti made, we're just antennas lang kami. We're just antennas. The music is already there. I'm getting a little deep. That's how I think. The music is already there in the atmosphere. It just had to take the combination of those four people to bring that music into reality. So if you're in a band, you have to practice, because that's how you become a band. That's how you become close with your bandmates. That's how you make beautiful music. You know? Okay, so we're gonna play you one more song before we leave, and there's gonna be meet and greet after. I really want to meet you guys, and I see some familiar faces in the crowd. Thanks for coming. Once again, big hand to JB Music, please. And thank you very much, each and every one of you, for coming, for your support for Wolfgang, for your support of the melodies, and for your support of Pinoy rock. It's Pinoy rock. I don't, people might crucify me for this, but I don't like calling it OPM. I don't like calling my music OPM. Yes, it is OPM, but it's Pinoy rock. So we're gonna do one more song. It's a Wolfgang song. Sans and Josh will. This is the most difficult song that Wolfgang ever wrote. It's so hard that Basti did not put lyrics on it. Okay, so Wolfgang does have a couple of instrumentals in our repertoire, and this is the hardest, pardon my French, mother effing song to play. This one is the title track of the 4th album called Serve in Silence. One last time, are you ready?
Yeah!